Sunday morning, really cold one. Frost has just come off the Merlot window now. Gonna go and move the pusher, get the grain bucket on. Simon's coming for some maize, so gonna move some stuff out the way to get at it. Here he is. Good timing, although I should have got out a little bit sooner so the window could have demisted fully on the inside. Just move this bucket. It's a bit hard to see while it's a bit steamy, and then get the pusher from behind it, which will even be even harder to move while it's steamy, and then we'll be right. It's loading up now. The Merlot. We get the dryer empty then. We'll put a little bit of wheat through the dryer. A bit of a hot spot at the back of the shed, so we want to put that through. Got the fans on flat out now, but if we need to, we can put it in the dryer and cool it quicker. Went in the house to get a digger key. Left the house door open. Chester ran out, left this door open. Now he's nicked my seat. Come on, you're not coming out. Next stop, Brugg House with the digger. Ian's got some scrap cars from his former life, and we're just going to take the engines out of them so we can scrap them. There's a better weight if you weigh the engines in separately to the shells. We're just going to pull them out with the grab on the dig, hopefully. The grab's a little bit bigger than we first thought, so I'm not sure whether we're going to be able to fit the engine in, but we'll move the bonnet out the way. There you go. So you take an engine out for grab, but a smaller grab would definitely have been a lot easier. Gonna go down here and see how well this ditch is running at the bottom. See how silted it is. quite low lying at the bottom of this field, and the other day the water was right over and flooded this bit. In fact, you can see when it focuses on the neighbours, it's still there. You'll see better when I get on this bridge. Bit of a water splash there. Yeah, so this was sun's going down already. This was underwater the other day. Ooh, look at that. Can you see there? Flood water's still on their side. This is pretty much gone. Bar a little bit there. But some flow really. You can see a drain outlet down there now. Totally silted up to the point where the flap can't open. So that's not going to help draining that land the other side. Banks are, some of them are eroded. There's obviously something stuck in it, that's slowing the flow down. Some debris there, looks like it's stuck in it. Again, slowing the flow down. It's dead straight though, so this basically, look that way, it's pretty straight again. This has been straightened by man over years. See, there's been a bit of a bank slip there. That's creating a, you know, a blockage, should we say. This has been piled over time to support the banks, stop the bridge falling in. Obviously better from over here actually. You know, that's, see how that's collapsed in a bit there now. So you've got to the point where it's restricted, I don't know, 3 or 4 foot there going around that where it's slipped. All this, you know, this isn't natural. People go, oh, you shouldn't go near them with a digger and you shouldn't do this, and poor Johnny Price went to prison for clearing out a stream. We need to maintain them. If we don't maintain them, they just fall in, slip in, fill up with silt, which is basically topsoil. You know, it needs taken out, put it back on the land. Once we've got no topsoil left, you know, we can't grow food, can we? But this infrastructure would have been maintained years ago when we had the rivers board. They'd have probably come down once a year with a digger, swill the bottom out, any reeds and stuff, any silt, throw it back on the land, keep the water flowing. In a dry time then it'd get a lot lower, the land would drain a lot more, so it's like a big empty sponge then, so when we do get that heavy rain, it'll take it. But there must be 30 odd years in neglect. It used to be really exciting in the summer when the digger had come, because not many people had diggers back then, only the rivers board. Come with a digger on wheels, used to call it a rubber duck. They'd start in the summer at one end and finish at the other, and take all the silt out and all the rubbish and all the bits of plastic and all the dead reeds and dead trees and footballs and anything else that's fell in over time or the wind's blown in, and just basically maintain it. And then they've not done now. Well, why do they think, why are they surprised when we get flooding? Oh, well, we'll call it climate change. Yeah, it has got a little bit wetter, but on a year average it doesn't matter. It's how much rain we get in 24 hours that makes, or 48 hours, that causes flooding. But if the land's full and the water table's high because it's never been maintained, it's never going to drain. I don't know if anyone watched Andrew Ward's video this morning, but he's going to see his nephew, is it, in Lincoln, that's flooded out. It's worth a watch, so check out Wardy's Weekly Waffle, and also check out The Real Country File. It's sponsored by Morris Caulfields this week, and they're looking for a sales rep for the Chester branch if you know anyone that's interested. Go and have a quick look at what that barley looks like that keeps getting flooded the other side of the motorway. This field was drilled with barley, absolutely nothing growing whatsoever, totally saturated, the seeds rotted away. You've got huge areas like this that are still underwater because, see the car, you can see that's in the dark, see the cars coming down the hill and then up there, then go back up the hill. Well, basically I think there's 8 lanes in each, 4 lanes in each direction, 8 lanes of water. When it rains, it just comes into this field and floods it. I've only got my boots on. I don't know whether I can walk over here and show you. All the tree roots are blocking the drains on the bottom of the embankment, so the water doesn't have a chance of going down. And just trying to farm this. I don't think we're going to get there. I think the water's going to get too deep for my boots. Let me put the camera down in case I slip over. So there's the embankment there now. See all the water at the bottom of it. So this isn't a ditch. That was a drain. Runs along the bottom of the embankment here, all the way along. The idea is it catches the water off the embankment. Because the road gullies block, it has to catch all that. Doesn't have a chance. Comes straight through the hedge and the fence, and then just floods the field. See this here? This is all stubble that's rotted off from when the wind's been blowing. It's blown it across the top. We've got a tide mark from it. See the tree roots hanging out of that pipe. Nothing. Probably where they'll be coming from the right hand side, which is where the field is. Possibly blocked. The water coming either end and then flowing underneath. But there's just not enough capacity in them, and when you've got pipes like that choked up. We dug this out once before and we managed to wrap a chain around it, and I don't know whether it still is. Can't see it. We wrapped the chain around it and we pulled a big tree root off, and it did let some water go, but still pretty blocked up. So we go up here and show you the road. Slip in. So we got 3, and it goes to 4 lanes there, and then either side's the same. You got 2 coming on, merging with 2. It just goes down into that hollow and completely floods. What I should really do is dig a ditch or form a bund all the way along this edge, and then it just has to go down that pipe and doesn't end up on our field, which is the lowest point, because every year we lose 6, maybe 7 acres because this is blocked up. And I don't know how they'd do it. They'd have to cut all them trees back or down and then re-dig it, put new pipe work in, but it'd still block up if there's trees there. Trees and drains don't really work. This is right near the low bit of the road where it slopes in both directions. On this bit of the field, you can even see the sort of the reed grass is growing. Even in the driest of summers, we can't farm this bit. See them reeds growing there. Yeah, I think we need a phone call with the council. It's time they sorted this out, because even dry fields are wet this year, and wet fields, you just can't move on them. But if you imagine all this water's coming in here, so any road drains and any field drains in that field, all would drain underneath this motorway, because that's the way the river is originally. Well, they can't cope because these getting overwhelmed by these ones. So basically, not just is this bit of the field wet, this sort of third, the other 2/3 of the field can't drain effectively either. So the whole field's a bit of a mess. It can't drain that way because it's uphill and there's a railway in the way. Sun has nearly gone down, dead quick birthday bumper. So Sophie and Jamie, happy engagement. Poppy Taylor is 8. Well, congratulations on your engagement. Cameron Cleater is 15. Alec Loftus, happy new year. I presume that's Alec that we know from Tractor Pulling. Travis Coveney is 11. Jess and Chris Berman, happy 2nd wedding anniversary. Noel Furlong's on there, and apparently Lewis Hamilton as well. So happy birthday to everyone on there. £56,268 for the raise now for the North West Air Ambulance, which is amazing, really. I don't know how far we've got to go before we've paid for a full helicopter. Probably have to keep going for, I don't know, a long time, 10 years maybe. I was going to say it's day 2 of Charlotte not mentioning the reef is still up, but she literally took it down a minute ago before he had a chance. Ooh, that's a big cobweb. Ooh. Anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.